Welcome to Light Sam's Living, baby. It's all about light, loving, and living. In today's episode, I want to talk about what is my dietary preference. Do I eat 100% fully raw? Do I eat 80-10-10? Can't go over 10% fat, don't do it. Do I eat high carb, low carb? I think a lot of it's kind of obvious from some of my past videos, but I'm gonna just lay out my thoughts on this subject, where I'm at currently, and what I feel absolutely best doing. And let me tell you what, it's a constant experiment. I'm always bobbing and weaving and doing this and doing that and catching balls like a wiffle ball bat. I really be hitting balls with the bat, I guess, not catching them. But yeah, however, I've always kept it pretty high carb. I've always kept it pretty high carb. I've never done the high fat soup. I have done it, but not to make a conscious decision. Like, I've overate on fat plenty of times, especially when I first went raw. I remember eating like a pound of cashews, man, a pound of almonds, and I didn't even soak them or nothing. Talk about gut wrenching. I mean, that feels so good eating them. Those things are addicting, man. You gotta watch those things, watch those nuts. Small handful of soaked nuts or seeds is cool with me. You know, making some nut cheeses on some, you know, I make a raw pizza out of a portobello base, some cashew cheese, you know, cashews soaked, blended up with nutritional yeast, a little raw marinara sauce, you know, pick out your toppings, bam, you know what I'm saying, however you want to do it. But anyways, I've always kept it fairly low fat, high carb. At the beginning, I went super low fat. And you know, low fat is cool if you're trying to detox, and if you're trying to have a super ascending experience, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be a little bit more grounded, a little bit more satiated, do this long term. Especially if you're doing it within a city, if there's lots of environmental toxins, if there's lots of things you need to buffer your cells with, then I would definitely advise to keep some good fats in and ramp the fats up, you know? Typical day for me is 15 to 25% fat in the forms of avocados, coconut meat, small amounts of soaked nuts and seeds, or some, you know, truly raw olives. Which brings up another point. Good afternoon. I would, you know, things that I eat that are not fully raw, I do pretty much stay 100% fully raw. Which way, left or right? Let's go up here. Nah, let's go down here. I do pretty much stay fully raw. But you know, if a little bit of cooked maple syrup ends up in my food, or in a, you know, special raw dessert, I changed my mind. Let's go this way. I really don't, you know, pay no mind. Good afternoon.
Hello.
So, lighting's better, you know, it's the money shot. So yeah, a little bit of maple syrup, you know, 100% good quality maple syrup. I may have that. What else? Some of these nuts and seeds I know aren't like 100% fully raw, and I may have those in my diet from time to time. You know, I do some like liquid stevia sweet drops sometimes. That's not fully raw. Nutritional yeast I mentioned earlier is not fully raw. I might have some olives sometimes out at buffets or at some places. That's not fully raw. Coconut water. Good afternoon. Coconut water that you get in the box, you know, in the containers in the stores, that's not fully raw. You know, do I let these things bring me down? You know, the dogma of being fully raw. I do a lot of herbal teas too that I put at 208 degrees, man. Extract all the goodness of the herbal teas, you know. So, 99% yes, I do eat a fully raw diet. Is it 80-10-10? No. Have I done 80-10-10? Yeah. Would I recommend 80-10-10? Sure. It's a hell of a lot better than, you know, most diets out there. And it's really more about what you cut out than what you put in anyways. And on the 80-10-10 diet, you sure cut out a lot of stuff. So yeah, I like it though, about 15 to 25% fat. You know, I've been raw for, you know, about 2.5 years now. Coming up in July or December will be 3 years fully, mostly raw with, you know, the slip-ups. I've had the slip-ups, you know, getting on this diet and perfecting it, but let me tell you what, I don't be slipping up anymore. I'm locked in like a laser beam. Boom, boom. All right, should I cross? Let's see if this guy crosses. Lets me stop or not. Nope. Couldn't stop for the pedestrian. And you know what I do is I treat my diet kind of like how I treat, you know, religions and certain scriptures and certain texts and certain belief systems. I take what resonates with me from each and every aspect. Oh, cute dogs. I take what resonates with me, you know, from all the different religions. You can't confine me to one specific religion. You can't confine me to one specific diet, you know, except a live food diet. I do eat a live, but hey, like I said earlier, 99%, there's that 1%, you know what I'm saying? So, certain aspects of certain religions, you know, boom. You know, I love them, I take them. Reincarnation, absolutely believe in it, 120%. Have my own experiences, you know, with reincarnation and with meditations to believe that it is true. You know, karma, I take that from certain religions, you know, and other, you know, well, a lot of the religions all believe in karma, you know. Do one, you know, do to others is what you do to yourself, blah, blah, blah. It's in a lot of different religions and a lot of different texts, just in different ways. Anyways, and that's what I do with the food too. You know, I take, you know, a little bit of this from there. You know, like for example, the mucusless diet system, which I love Arnold Ehret, I love his work, I love his books, one of the pioneers, love him. But apparently, he thinks avocados are bad and shuns them, says they're mucus forming, etc. I love avocados. I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them, you know what I'm saying? So I don't follow that to 100% T. I take, you know, the superfood aspect from, like, David Wolfe. He's awesome, one of the OGs. He eats a pretty high fat diet, and great, you know, it works for him, whatever works for you. But you know, I'm inspired by the superfoods that he's always into, and the medicinal mushrooms. I love, you know, shaga tea. You know, I love reishi. And so I take these superfoods and some of these medicinal mushrooms that he studies and implement into my diet. And I may not do the high fat thing he does, but I take that from him. You know, herbs. Dr. Robert Morse, one of the best healers on planet Earth. He's a super high herb pusher when it comes to healing the body, and it comes to, you know, regeneration of the mind and body at the highest levels. And I take some herbs, and he you know, always talks about, he kind of downplays the salads and the greens, and he kind of really, you know, bats an eye at him and stuff. But I love my salads and my greens. They balance me out. You know, doing 100% fruit, man, is hard. Really start craving, especially in the society that we're in a perfect world with mineral-rich land, mineral-rich everywhere, you know, volcanic-rich soil and everything. Man probably can survive on fruit, and man did survive on fruit. But we're in such an environment right now where we need to buffer things, you know. And fruit, you know, veggies really help stabilize you. They give you the extra mineral kick, and they really help me keep me satiated and make me do this long term, you know. Now don't think twice now. I'll drop you, you know, 30-day grape fast if you want. I'll drop you a 10-day melon fast if you want. And you know, I'll do it. But I mean, it's tough, especially to do that long term. You know, the environment that I'm in is just really not, you know, I don't want to say it's not possible, but it's not, I wouldn't want to do it. Let's just say that. If I was in the tropics, you know, if I was in Thailand, Costa Rica, Hawaii, maybe I would go 100% fruit, you know, and I definitely have done it 100% fruit for periods of times. But anyway, this whole point was just saying, you know, I take the herbs from there, I take the superfoods from, you know, from that area. You know, I study all these different aspects, and I take what resonates with me most, and I don't do a certain plan or a certain thing, you know, to a T 100% of the time. And that's what I do with everything in life, really. You know, I take what resonates with me. Good afternoon. And I take what resonates with me, and I keep it, and I explore other areas, and I just try to build, you know, like a super powerhouse of knowledge, and do the best that I can with what I have, you know. So that's what I do. That's what I'm on. I'm gonna finish walking up this trail. It's a pretty cool little trail. Although the power lines are kind of probably zapping my brain, you know what I'm saying, but life is good. What's happening?
Rock on!
Rock on! We're out here! That's right! Man, that's the type of people I attract in my life, you know. I'm telling you, law of attraction is real. The vibration you carry. I'm living in a whole different world. I'm living in a whole different paradigm than most. And I turn on the news, and I look at it for like 5 seconds. Oh, I don't turn it on. I come across it somehow because somebody else is watching it, or the TV is somewhere, and I look at it, and people are watching it, glued to it like it's normal. And I'm just like, whoa! What on earth are you guys watching or looking at? It's a complete matrix. It's so scary. It's a trip. It's like, what on earth, people? Wake up. Not everyone on earth is having the same experience. You can change your perception by changing the consciousness of your thoughts. And the easiest way to do that, in my opinion, is to change the food and the energy that you're putting into your body. So get on a raw food diet. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. hit me up if you need help. I will help you get on a raw food diet. I do some health coaching. I have been through the trials and tribulations, and I know the mistakes to avoid, and I've made the mistakes, so allow me to make the mistakes for you and help guide you through it all, because it's a beautiful world and I want everyone to experience the feeling I'm having. You guys know what I'm gonna say. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Light Sam's out. Peace.